Southeast Asia is a key recruitment center for ISIS. More than 500 Indonesians have joined this terrorist group. Dozens have gone from Malaysia. ISIS has so many Indonesian and Malaysian fighters that they have formed them into a unit by themselves, the Katiba Nusantara, or the Malay Archipelago Combat Unit. Recently, ISIS posted a propaganda and recruitment video. It showed Malay-speaking children training with weapons in ISIS-held territory. 2 Malaysians, including a 20-year-old, were identified in another ISIS video, the video of a beheading of a Syrian man. The Malaysian police have arrested more people who are planning to go, including armed forces personnel, plus groups which are plotting attacks in Malaysia. And these individuals are going to Syria and Iraq not just to fight, but to bring their families there, hijrah there, including young children, to live in what they imagine delusionally as an ideal Islamic state under a caliph of the faithful. Several radical groups in the region have pledged allegiance to ISIS. Some have links to the Jemaah Islamiyah group, the group whose Singapore chapter had planned to set off truck bombs in Singapore soon after 9/11. Last year, Jemaah Islamiyah's spiritual leader, Abu Bakr Bashir, pledged allegiance to ISIS, posing for a photograph surrounded by followers in white Arab robes. He was in a jail in Indonesia, but he was able to pledge allegiance and take a group photograph and have it published around the world. Several hundred fellow terrorists presently in jail in Indonesia are due to be released in the next 2 years. ISIS has said it intends to establish a wilayat in Southeast Asia. A wilayat is a province under the ISIS caliphate. The idea that ISIS can turn Southeast Asia into a wilayat, into a province of a worldwide caliphate controlled by ISIS, that's a grandiose pie-in-the-sky idea. But it is not so far-fetched that ISIS could establish a base somewhere in the region, in a geographical area under its physical control, like in Syria and Iraq, to have territory in Southeast Asia, somewhere far from the center of power of state governments, somewhere where government writs do not run. And there are quite a few such places in Southeast Asia. And if ISIS did that, it would pose a very serious threat to the whole of Southeast Asia. Even in Singapore, where we have a peaceful and well-integrated Muslim population, some individuals have been led astray. A few have gone to join ISIS, and others have been intercepted and detained before they could leave. Recently, we arrested a 17-year-old student, and we detained another 19-year-old student who had been radicalized. The 19-year-old was planning to join ISIS in Syria, and if he was unable to leave Singapore, he intended to assassinate government leaders here, including the president and, for good measure, the prime minister. And this is why Singapore takes terrorism, and in particular ISIS, very, very seriously.